defensively. Keep in mind, they put Lorenzo Hampton in the Hall of Fame last week. They've only given up 13 rushing yards to the Rams in the first quarter. I'd call that an improvement.
And on the first play, Dickerson is hit immediately on 2nd and 4. And stopped at the 39. Jim Stuckey makes the tackle. Stuckey, the former San Francisco 49er.
You can't be surprised by the way the Jets are playing defensively. They go to a different look. They've got more people on the line of scrimmage. Keep in mind, this is a championship caliber team as you look at what they did on that last play. Stuckey being the addition, but their pride was severely wounded on Monday night. Never sell that short. How you bounce back from that if you're a good team.
3rd and 4 at the 40. Rams territory. Everett completes to Kevin House. And House to the 20-yard line, to the 10, 5, and Kevin House is in for the touchdown. A 60-yard pass and run from Everett to Kevin House, who was a sensational receiver and dropped by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers several weeks ago. Slow getting up, and the Rams draw first blood against the Jets and lead 6-0 on a 60-yard play.
Bud Carson told us yesterday, I'm going to have to take more chances than I want to. Watch the blitz. Everyone is coming up the middle. They're going to be blocked off again by the Rams when you're forced into single coverage. Look at them all come, but look how they're all stopped. Everett has all the time that he needs. That's why you end up getting big plays. Let's look at Kevin House working out of the slot formation. Makes his break to the inside, but he's beaten Humphrey clearly, and what a sensational catch by Kevin House. You know, a lot of teams in the league, when he was put on waivers by the Buccaneers, passed him by because he made a big salary. Some teams want to win, some teams don't.
And the reaction of Jim Everett, who had thrown 2 interceptions and gets back on the right track.
But I'm an old offensive lineman, forgive me for saying this, but I have to say it. That entire play came about sure because of the fine throw and catch. But the blitz was on, and nobody got near the quarterback. Credit the offensive line.
Oh, you're not that old. Come on.
Well,
Steve Dills will hold for Mike Lansford. 6-0 to score. And Lansford's kick is good. So Kevin House, who had caught just 1 pass since coming over from Tampa Bay, gives the Rams a 7-0 lead.
This is my daughter, Kathleen.
She's been gone for 20 years.
Why, Pop, what a surprise.
And now she's moving home.
It's going nicely, don't you think?
The Kavanaughs premieres Monday on CBS.
I've been an executive in the oil business for more than 20 years. I've always been hardworking, and I love honest competition. But you know, when I'm on the road, the thing that's uppermost in my mind is my family. I'm on the phone with my wife, Betty, and my kids all the time. I've got 6 of them, and they truly are the joy of my life. I love my family, and that's why I care about the kind of community they're going to live in. That's why I'm part of the United Way leadership team that's helping to solve people's problems in my community.
United Way services all kinds of people.
I think that's an extremely important... I'm a pretty busy guy, but I always find the time to take in an NFL game on the weekend. This is my favorite occupation. I'm Gene Barth, an NFL referee. I've always been a professional on the field, and I try to be a professional in my community. Among my colleagues in the NFL, you'll find doctors, teachers, lawyers, but they're all part of the NFL family on game day. And United Way is part of the NFL family, too.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller High Life. Miller, made the American way since 1855. And by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
An ideal day for football as Kevin House takes a breather after catching a Jim Everett pass and completing a 60-yard play to give the Rams a 7-0 lead within a minute of the second quarter. And now kicking off will be Mike Lansford, and going deep for the Jets on the left is Bobby Humphrey and JoJo Townsell on the right. So the Jets who fell behind to Miami in a big way last week trail now 7-0 as you look at the scoring drive. Sort of an end over Newsome with help from Cliff Thrift. In the NFC West, keep in mind as you look at the division records as well as the overall record that the Rams, with the lead here, ahead of San Francisco by only a half game. The Jets have a one-game lead over New England. The Patriots have won 6 in a row. No score in New Orleans in the first quarter. And the Patriots, with 6 straight wins, have the longest active winning streak right now in the NFL. First and 10 on the 12. Greg Meisner is now the nose tackle for the Rams. Freeman McNeil goes in motion outside. And O'Brien hits McNeil. A completed pass, and right now for an NFL Today report, the Redskins have gone to town. Here's Brent Musburger in New York. Brent?
Dick, we'll update this story for you at halftime. Right now, the Washington Redskins are ahead of St. Louis. It is 7-3. Giant fans are certainly interested in this one. The Giants and the Skins are all tied atop the NFC East, but it's the Jets taking on the Rams. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Brent, here's our story. It'll be 2nd down and 2 now for the Jets on the 20-yard line. McNeil fumbles, and the Rams may have stopped it, and they do. The Rams have recovered a Freeman McNeil fumble, and it was Vince Newsome. And that's what Joe Walton thinks of all this. So after Everett threw 2 interceptions for the Rams have come back and recovered 2 fumbles, and they scored the first time they got it.
Well, we can clearly see the football coming out of a pile of people. Joe Walton is probably wondering whether Freeman McNeil was down on the ground before the ball came loose. It's very tough to see from there, but it looked like the ball was out before McNeil was down. A legitimate fumble. Vince Newsome rather, in the right place at the right time. Let's look at it again from the end zone. Oh, the ball clearly out before Freeman McNeil is down on the ground.
Rams will have ideal field position now. And you can see the satisfied look on the face to this point of John Robinson.
And I think they're looking at the replay. We can see the umpire with his headset. He's talking to the guys upstairs.
Reggie Doss made the hit on McNeil, who fumbled it, and they're going to check the replay now. This is a critical decision, and don't forget it has to be conclusive. That's the key word here as you look at the replay on a penalty.
There must be conclusive evidence to overturn the official's call. The officials have ruled that it is a fumble. They must clearly and conclusively see that it was not a fumble to overturn it. Again, we take a look. The ball down on the ground before Freeman McNeil gets anywhere near the turf.
After a further review of instant replay, the call stands. First down, Los Angeles.
And they saw it upstairs the way you saw it, and it's a fumble recovered by Newsome. And the Rams have a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line of the Jets, leading in this game 7-0. Vince Newsome, who has split time at free safety with Johnny Johnson. And Joe Walton now has to hope his defense can keep the Rams down. They have Redden and Dickerson in the backfield. Everett to throw on 1st down. And Ellard, the intended receiver, and Harry Hamilton came out of nowhere to knock the ball away, and a fine play by Hamilton.
Harry Hamilton came from the middle of the field, read the play perfectly, and coming from his free safety position did exactly what he's supposed to do. Watch him coming from the right. That's a touchdown all the way. Ellard was wide open. He had beaten Russell Carter. Harry Hamilton saved today for the Jets.
And Russell Carter really got the hand in there. Both of them combined, but I think Carter got the hand on the ball on second look. 2nd and 10. Barry Redden with his first carry. Redden, an outstanding running back, just doesn't get a chance to carry that much with Dickerson on the scene.
Well, Barry Redden is getting the opportunity, though, to start something he never did before, and that's because John Robinson went away from the one-back offense. He felt that with the new defenses being played, primarily defenses like the 46 they use in Chicago, when you put that many men on the line of scrimmage, it really limits the one-back offense. So he's made a variation, an adjustment, and Barry Redden is very happy about it.
It's 3rd and 8, and Kevin House, who caught the touchdown pass, has come in for the Rams. The ball at the Jet 21. Everett, and the pass is incomplete.
this football as we see Holmes with a little hand on the back. But he had it in his hands and lost it. But good coverage that time. Jerry Holmes on Ron Brown.
It's 4th down, and the Rams will try to stretch their lead to 10, and Mike Lansford will try a 38-yard field goal. He was a big hero last week, kicking 4 for 4 against the Saints. Dills will hold. Lansford's kick is good, and with 12:47 on the clock in the second quarter, John Robinson couldn't want it any better than it is. With the Rams, with a good defensive team and good running, lead it 10-0 over the Jets.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine this evening about 8:45. I know I won't be late. Oh, that half-past 8. I'm gonna hurry there. I'll be waiting where.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
About 8:45.
Citizen.
Now, I just turned around for half a second, and boom, the whole thing went up.
Hottest day in the summer, and we end up loading that sucker twice.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you remember looking old man Donovan's face?
After that, I never thought he'd bring out that keg like that.
That was good draft.
Oh, I remember that beer.
When you're drinking new Miller Genuine Draft, it'll remind you of the best beer you ever had, because it is genuine draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer at its best.
How come Donovan never asked us back?
It's your money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru.
Sure, Dad.
I thought we agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did.
The Subaru XT, the Sport Magazine Super Bowl MVP award.
Tonight, some called him the man with the golden touch. Some saw him as the emissary of the devil.
You are a madman.
Burt Lancaster stars as America's first great showman, Barnum.
Here's a turnover story. They burned the Jets when they've made mistakes, and when the Rams have made the errors, the Jets have not been able to convert. And as a result, it is 10-0 in favor of the Rams with 12:47 to go in the second quarter. Lansford kicking off. Townsell on the right and Humphrey on the left, and the wind blows the ball off the tee. Rams have won 3 in a row twice this year, and of course the victory last week over the Saints broke a 2-game losing streak. And now Cromwell, who has been a holder in the past for the Rams, will do those chores now for Lansford. Squiver off the foot of Page, and it's down right there. Not taking any chance is Ben Rudolph. Well, let's take a look at what's coming up next week on CBS Sports.
And next Saturday, one of the great scenes in college football. It's the 87th Army-Navy game. That'll be live, 2 o'clock Eastern time, right here on CBS Sports.
And, of course, the live coverage of the presentation of the Heisman Trophy. Who will win this coveted award? Well, you'll find out live next Saturday at 5:30 Eastern on CBS. Most people say Vinny Testaverde. We'll find out for sure next Saturday. Princeton 10 Jets on their 28-yard line. Freeman McNeil. It's an opening, and McNeil, close to the first down, brings it out to the 38-yard line. Johnny Johnson on the stop.
McNeil's been very close to breaking a couple big runs. Look at the fold blocking up inside. Guy Bingham comes around, gets another good block. And McNeil's doing a good job of reading his guys up front. Sometimes the line will give a back an opening, and he misses it. Freeman McNeil, rather, is hitting it. And McNeil is causing me some problems here today. McNeil.
We need 50-degree weather, not 40-degree weather.
You're right.
McNeil on the swing pass is out of bounds. At the 44-yard line. Jerry Gray and Vince Newsom making the tackle, and the Redskins leading, and so are the Bears. Now, keep in mind that the Redskins can clinch a playoff berth with a victory over the Cardinals, and the Bears, with a victory over Pittsburgh or a loss by Minnesota today, would clinch the NFC Central Division title. 2nd and 4 at the 45, and those playoff possibilities start to come into focus now in these final 4 games. And the inside handoff to McNeil to the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short yardage. Doss on the tackle. The Patriots and the Saints are no score in the 2nd quarter. New England, the game behind the Jets, but they have been hampered with some key injuries.
Just look at some of these names and look how long they're out. New England is, in many ways, like the Jets. And there are about 2 more sheets of people that can't play, and there's a good look at Joe Klecko, the all-pro nose guard of the New York Jets. They're hopeful that he'll be back next week. The Rams think that's pretty good. That's in time for the 49ers game.
They like that plan. 3rd and 3 at the 46. Johnny Hector in there to block. Ken O'Brien finds Hector, and Hector may have the first down. At midfield, Mark Giroux and Mel Owens make the stop, and good ad-libbing by Ken O'Brien on that play. It is a Jet first down.
And it was a good job of pass protection. Kenny O'Brien is going to move to his left on the design sprint out, but look at the time he has to survey the field. He just drifts back to his right, and Hector, aware of where the sticks were, caught the ball and just fell for the first down.
At midfield for the Jets. McNeil back in the lineup. O'Brien. And Al Toon, with his first catch of the game, is a yard shy of a first down to the 41 of the Rams. Mike Wiltshire made the stop.
Al Toon